Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How y'all doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today we're going to do a 1K Sephora fantasy cart in light of the fact that we have the Sephora sale coming up, or maybe it started. I don't know when this video is going up, but I know it's out there. I know it's out there. So I want to do the 1K Sephora fantasy cart. I've done this before, but it's been a minute, and you know, our cart always has things going in and out of it. So I built a new 1K Sephora cart. I actually also took into account the fact that I would be getting a 20% discount. So my cart is actually $1,200 because if I were to spend $1,000 at the Sephora sale, I get 20% off. I would see about $200 come off that cart. So I have $1,200 worth of stuff in this cart. It's not to say I'm going to spend it. I'm definitely not spending $1,200 at Sephora during the VIB sale. I don't even know if I'm going to shop it at all, but here's where we're at. Like, I cannot wait to share with you the things that are in my cart. And if that sounds like something you're interested in, please keep on watching. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I'm a lover of high-end colorful beauty and self-care. Ultimately, this is my self-care. I love talking about makeup. That's why I'm out here, and I hope that you're here for it. If you find that you like it, like me, love the content, please subscribe before you go. I would love to welcome you into my YouTube fam here, and I think that you'll find that we're kind of a kick in the pants to hang out with. Don't forget to hit me up down in the comment section, regardless of whatever you're feeling, thoughts, opinions, or whether you subscribe or not, because I definitely love having conversation down there in the comment section. And with that said, let's roll into this 1K Sephora fantasy cart. I'm going to share my screen with you. All right, so this blue hair is what happens when you buy a different kind of cleanser for your hair than what you're used to. This was actually the IGK Color Depositing Hair Mask. I thought it was the Color Depositing Hair Cleanser, and I put it on my hair with my hands, and then brought my hands down, rinsed them off, and realized that my hands were still blue. They're not currently, but my hands were still blue. So that sent me into panic mode. I rinsed it out of my hair. This was probably it in my hair for all of maybe 2 minutes. Maybe 2 minutes. So I'm telling you, if you're looking at going for a different color in your hair, and this has been washed twice since I put it in my hair, this is probably a good color mask for you. It's IGK Color Depositing Mask. This one was in Midnight Blue, and holy cow, my hair is blue. With that said, I have a new hair appointment on the 8th, and I think my stylist is going to be mad at me. Let's get into the reason why we're here. Let's talk through my 1K Sephora cart. So y'all, I've done this before, and I think it's super fun. I have loaded things into my Sephora cart. I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell me what you think I should buy and what you think I shouldn't. That said, this isn't like a shop with me. This is just like this is what's in my cart. This is what I'd like to purchase. If all things were awesome and I could spend $1,000 at Sephora, this might be what I purchased, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn my screen record on. I'm gonna scooch over so that I can put it in here while we're talking through. Now, hopefully as I'm going through this, because I'm not going to add or delete anything out of this cart, the cart doesn't like change. That happens sometimes as you're going through this. I do have 28 items in my cart. It does come in at $1,237 because I am Rouge. I would get a 20% discount. 20% of $1,000 is $200. So I know that $200 would come right off the top. So I did put my $1,000 cart together in light of the fact that I would be getting that discount. With that said, let's just start. So first and foremost, I have a couple of new Summer Fridays lip butter balms in here for hydration and shine. I do have the brown sugar one as well as the iced coffee one. Now, I definitely want the iced coffee one, but I also definitely want the brown sugar one. I have right now vanilla beige and I love it. It's a really nice mauve-y tone and I'm here for it. It's great. Like it sits in my purse. It's my purse gloss. And I love it. I really do feel like my lips are hydrated when I'm using it. I really do feel like it sticks around for a while. It does say the brown sugar is a clear nude or sheer nude and the iced coffee is a sheer cocoa. I think it's weird because I feel like the brown sugar would lean a little bit more cocoa and the iced coffee would lean a little bit more nude, but who am I to say? These are $24 a piece and I would love to have both of them. I also thought about the little mini set. I'll put a picture of it in here. I also thought about that because it's got 4 different like flavor profiles in this little mini set, but I just don't gravitate towards minis as much as I gravitate towards full size, so I'm not sure that I would get those unless it was for a gift. And then I could keep 2 and gift the other 2, who knows. The next thing I have in here is this Luna Daily, the spray to wipe discovery trio. This is $29. This does have 3 sprays in it and I don't know, really fascinated by this Luna brand, and mostly because everybody's talking about it recently and because I do have the thought process that, you know, this would be part of the discovery of self-care like aspect of what we're going after too. And I really think it's interesting that Sephora is carrying this kind of product, but I'm interested in this. I don't know much about Luna though, but I do think that I love the idea of a spray to wipe, but I'm wondering if I would still feel like I need to wipe. Is that like too much for YouTube, like 5 minutes into this video? Maybe. This is $29 nonetheless. The next thing I have on here is the Sephora Bold and Blushing Blush and Lip Set. This is one of their like Sephora kits. It comes with 6 different products in it. I believe 3 are full size, 3 are minis. And it has a bunch of stuff in it. Hopefully we're not going to scatter the cart because I'm going to go into it right now. It does appear that it has lip and cheek products in it. So we have it looks like a full-size Lawless blush, a full-size Danessa Myricks blush, and a full-size Refi blush. Those are all 3 like kind of cream products. And then the 3 lip products are all minis. And we have a Patrick Ta gloss, a Summer Fridays gloss, and a Pat McGrath gloss. I do want to try the Lawless blush and the Refi blush. I do want to try the Patrick Ta lip product, and I have tried the other 3 items that are in there in the past, and I like them all. Like Pat McGrath lip glosses are so good. The Summer Fridays lip gloss is so good, or Butter Balm, whatever, is so good. And the Danessa Myricks blushes are really, really good as well. The Lip Butter Balm comes in that iced coffee flavor that I have on my list as a full size. Maybe then I could take that one off. The Patrick Ta is a mini size in sheer pink, which isn't my favorite. Like, I don't wear a whole lot of pink lips, even says me who's wearing a pink lip today, but I'm okay with that, and it would give me an idea of what his gloss formula looks like. And then the Pat McGrath is also the mini size, and it is in Alien Gelic. It is a duochrome infused with pink pear. I don't even know what that means. But then, like I said, the full-size things are the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. And this is in the shade Rose and Brunch, which I have one, but it's in like a bright orange coral shade. And this one is in a neutral rosy pink shade. The Lawless Pinch My Cheek Soft Blur Cream Blush in Angel is in a nude rose. And then the Refi Lip Blush in Wine is a deep red with a hint of purple, which I think sounds beautiful. And you know, I'm kind of like feeling my purple blush era these days, even though I think that I maybe don't look the best in purple blush. I want them all. With that said, I do think that I love this kit. I think it is the best of the kits that they have out there. And if I were to get that kit, then I could take the iced coffee full-size butter balm off of this list. But again, this is a fantasy cart. I'm definitely not spending anywhere near $1,000 at the Sephora sale this year, but let me know what you guys are thinking. This Pat McGrath Lab Celestial Divinity eyeshadow palette, this is a quad that I have had my eye on for literal years. And you know, when I found out that Pat McGrath was coming to Ulta Beauty, I really did think that this was going to be one of the quads that showed up, and it just wasn't. It just hasn't been there. This is $62 though for a quad. So I'm not sure that I need it. That's the other thing. I have so many brand new palettes that are coming into my collection from some really crazy amazing brands, and I'm so excited about them. And I'm thinking about doing a palette declutter because I just have so many, and so many honestly that I won't really touch anymore. So I don't know that I need this, but it is a $62 eyeshadow quad that's been in my loves list for years and that I've had my eye on for years. So this mini blush trio from Kosas, I am really excited about. I really want it so dang bad. And the biggest reason why is because I do have this one here. It is a full size, but I think the minis are not much smaller than this. I do have this in Dreamland, and I want more. I think these are beautiful blushes. They kind of remind me of the Laura Geller blushes from back in the day. The only difference is that I think that these are more consistent, and I think that they are just as pretty, if not more pretty. And this comes with 3 different blushes that I haven't tried. I only have that one, but there are so many that I want. So this has the shades Butterflies, which is one that I want. It has the shade Bliss and it has the shade Euphoria. I want them so bad. So I want this kit, and I know that it's sold out a couple of times, so I'm just holding on hope that it's still there when we go into the Sephora sale, because I will likely pick up that. I will likely pick up that, and I will likely pick up the Sephora favorite set, which is funny because blush is probably the thing in my collection that I need the least, but I mean, that's mostly blushes. The next thing I have in here is the new Huda Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation with niacinamide, and the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Silicone Free Smoothing and Pore Minimizing Primer. Now, I don't necessarily think about pore minimizing primers most often in my collection. I like a moisturizing primer or a gripping primer, or one that is illuminating. And here lately I haven't really been going for even the moisturizing primers, because I can put a moisturizer on my face and get the same, like, you know, interaction with my skin as I would a moisturizing primer. But I have heard really great things about this foundation, and I've heard really great things about this foundation specifically with the primer that was made to go with it. So not that you can't use the primer with other foundations or the foundation with other primers, but that is why I have these both on here. I love trying out new foundations. I have a ton of new foundations, but every single one of my foundations in my collection has been used and abused, and I've went through quite a few foundations this year. I think like 4. I would be in the market to pick a new one up, but the foundation is $37 and the primer is $29. I would like to, if I pick one up, if I pick just one up, it would be the foundation. I would like to pick the foundation up with the primer, but I don't even know if it's something that I need at this point, and I don't even also know if it's something that I'm going to be able to go in and get color matched for prior to the sale, so that I know what to purchase. I have the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask in here in Eggnog, the Eggnog scent. I definitely don't need a new Laneige lip sleeping mask, but this would be something that I would want just for the sheer fact that it's an eggnog lip sleeping mask, and I love eggnog. I mean, that is what it is. This is a $24 item. And then I also have the Yves Saint Laurent Love Shine Lip Oil Stick. Slick. This intrigues me. I would love to get this, and I know that really great things have been said in the past about YSL lip products. I've never tried one, so I would love to try one, and if I did, this would be the one. And this one is in Blushed Mallow. It's kind of like a mauve-y tone, which is my sweet spot for lip products. A neighbor. And the next thing on my list is the Gucci Glow Powder Gel Highlighter. I don't know that I want this, to be honest. I think the only reason why I want this is because it's a Gucci highlighter. But I don't have a Gucci blush. I don't have a Gucci bronzer. Even when Gucci bronzers were all the rage, like, I can't see myself picking one of those up ever. And this is $59. But in a perfect world, in my fantasy cart, this would take up a spot. This one is in opal pink, and I just think it looks so pretty. It sounds beautiful. So, I mean, when you look at the swatches, it is that number 1, right? No, it is number 4. So it is that one right there, and it is just pretty. It reminds me a little bit of, you know, when I first discovered Ofra's Blissful. That became my favorite highlighter for the longest time, and that's what that color reminds me of. So I would pick that up. I think it's beautiful. This Clarins Lip Comfort Hydrating Oil in the shade Black. I think it looks pretty. It shows up on the lips a little like a blackened berry, and I really kind of like it. And I love the Clarins lip oils. I feel like they are so hydrating, so refreshing on the lips. Keep the lips feeling hydrated and refreshed for an all day long kind of perspective for lip oil, which I think is amazing. And I would love to try this one. I'm also intrigued by the fact that it is black. I'm also intrigued by the fact that the packaging has like checkerboard on it, which I'm not obsessed with checkerboards, but I love this. And honestly, the black one and the white one did live in this cart at one point in time. So the fact that only the white or the black one is in there is a good thing. And it's lived on my loves list for a very long time, and it is $30. This One Size by Patrick Starr Turn Up the Base Infinity Beauty Sponge intrigues me so much. And I want it for that reason, just because it intrigues me. I use like this is one of my dirty sponges. I just used it today, but I use one of these like Real Techniques ones, and I feel like this one has the same kind of like shape where it comes to that really sharp like point to some extent. But when I look at it on the pictures from the website, it looks to be like that rounded section looks to be flat. And I think that that is interesting. So I would love to get this, and this is only $19, and this will likely end up in my actual Sephora cart at some point in time. It's not that pricey, so I don't know, but it's the same price as a beauty blender, and I won't spend $20 on a beauty blender. So why would I want a $19? The Sephora sale is the perfect time to get it. It just intrigues me. It's an intriguing sponge, so I definitely want that. We have the Givenchy Mini Prism Libre Illuminating and Color Correcting Loose Powder. I have become a little more infatuated with powders than what I have ever been in the past. I don't really know why, to be honest, but most days I am wearing a powder all over my face, if not just under my eyes, right? And I've heard really good things about this powder, so I'd love to try it out. It does come in a mini. I do have mine in the Violet Rose. Violet Rose? I don't know if that's the right verbiage, but it is $31 for this mini. So at that point, you might as well be buying like a full size. In my humble opinion, I think you're going to be getting a better bang for your buck. But that is what I have in here for now. I have the Sephora Collection 8-piece Pro Brush Face and Eye Set. And the biggest reason why I have this in here is because I do travel for work, right? I love this like container thing. I think it is, you know, the holder. I think it's fantastic. I love the thought process of putting my brushes in here to travel with for work. I think it's got a good range of brushes that would be useful. And I also have like an affinity for brushes, which I don't need any more brushes, but in a perfect world, this would live in here. In lieu of, honestly, the $575 brush set that I want from, God, is it Merit? Who is it from? I can't remember, but it's in here too. Not in my Sephora cart because that would have been $600 of my fantasy for Sephora cart, but I will never buy those brushes, but they are in here. Maybe after we get done with the Sephora cart, I'll keep sharing my screen and take you to this brush set that I want. The next thing I have in, oh, and those brushes, it's only $95 for those 8 brushes, which I think is really good. And I've heard really good things about the Sephora brushes. So the next thing we have is the YSL Touche Éclat Awakening Concealer Click Pen. The only reason why this is on here is because in a fantasy cart, I want it to exist in my collection because I've heard some amazing things about this concealer pen. And I do have mine in 2 Luminous Ivory. It is a $40 concealer pen that I've heard does not have very much product in it. So I will likely never purchase that, but it would be cool to have tried it. The next thing in my Sephora fantasy cart is this Merit Signature Lip Lightweight Satin Lipstick in the shade Baby. It is a $26 lipstick and I've heard amazing things about Merit. I never wear lipsticks. I never wear lipsticks unless I'm on camera. And I have so many lipsticks in my collection because I've heard really great things about a lot of the lipstick formulas, or because I used to wear lipsticks and I just don't anymore. But I've heard Merit has a fantastic lipstick formula, even like ranking right up there with like Charlotte Tilbury, Natasha Denona, and I would love to try their satin lipsticks because that's kind of my sweet spot for lipsticks if I'm going to wear one. I don't want it to be a matte for sure. And the next 2 products I have in here, and actually I have a third in there. Let me see if I can. I have 4 products from Westman Atelier. Listen, I have been watching some Westman Atelier product videos and I want to try them. I have heard some, I keep saying this, but I've heard some great things about the products, like Khaki, raves about them. Martina Lily raves about them. Like, I want to try them. Like, I'm not a bougie girl, but I kind of am a bougie girl. I want to try them. And they have this mini blush set, this mini Baby Cheeks blush trio. It is $60. It has 3 different shades of blush, and they're cream blushes. And the shades that we have are Baby Cheeks, which is a dusty rose. We have Poppet, which is a poppy pink, and Mimi, which is a tawny beige. And if I remember correctly, Martina Lily just did a video, or I just watched one of her videos, and she has Mimi and she loves Mimi. She said it's her favorite. And I think up until this set, it was one that you could only get on the Westman Atelier website. Even though these are just minis, I don't think that this is a bad size of blush. To be honest, you're never going to go through a full-size blush in your life, so sure, get the mini. And I love that actually about this company because it looks like most of what they do comes in either a mini or a full size. The other one that I have on here is the Westman Atelier Face Trace Cream Contour Stick. Now, I do have to say that this cream contour only comes in 3 different shades. And for whatever reason, I have the full size on here, but it does come in a mini size as well. Maybe they didn't have the mini when I was looking at this cart, but I would likely get the mini of this one as well. In the fantasy cart, it's a full size. This is in the shade Biscuit. It does seem to be the most appropriate of the contour stick shades for my skin tone. And I think it's the lightest. And I tend to go just a smidge bit darker, but this does look like it is very neutral. It looks like it is not going to like turn orange on your skin or even like more pink or peachy. The packaging of these products really kind of intrigues me as well. I also have the Vital Skin Full Coverage Multi-Use Foundation Stick. This is a $68 foundation. It is in Atelier 5. This would be hard for me because, I mean, this looks like the right shade for me. It is a neutral, medium, olive shade. I do have a little bit of olive undertone to my skin naturally, but I also am a little bit neutral. I typically love more of a neutral, like a truly neutral color for my foundations, but I really couldn't find one that I thought suited my skin as much as this one. I would really need to be color matched for it or just kind of wing it, and that's hard to do with a $70 foundation. So in my fantasy card it exists, but I just don't know if I would ever pick it up. This one intrigues me more than any of the other ones do because just watching the videos that I have watched about Westman Atelier products, I do think that this one would sheer out best for me who likes more of like a skin tint, medium at most kind of coverage. And I do think that this one would suit that footing, right? And to go with that, I also have the Vital Skincare Brightening Concealer with hyaluronic acid. And I have this in my cart in Atelier L4, which is light 4. I do think that this is an appropriate color match for me. And this concealer is, when I was watching Martina Lily's video on Westman Atelier, this was, she mentioned her favorite hands down concealer of all time. So I would love to try it. I also, at the top, you can see, have the Makeup Forever HD Skin Face Essentials Longwear Full Face Cream Palette. This is a palette that's been in and out of my cart since it was brought to light. This is in the light to medium one. I do have one of these Makeup Forever HD Skin Face Palette Cream Face Palettes. It's for sculpting your face. And I love it. That was probably the best purchase that I made. And I think that I said that it was the best purchase that I made of that year. I think it was 2023 last year when I purchased it. And I would purchase another one. Like, these are fantastic products and they're all in one. Great for travel, as we mentioned earlier. I travel a lot for work. So really great product. It's got all the blushes that you would need, the bronzers, the contours, the highlights, all the things outside of what I already have in my Sculpt palette, and then some. I think it's a beautiful palette and I would purchase this for sure. I also have the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Double Take Cream and Powder Blush Duo in Not Too Much. This is a really beautiful powder and cream blush product. I love Patrick Ta's duos, and I think that they are really long wearing, really beautiful blushes, and you can use one or the other or both products in this compact. I don't like his monochrome moment blushes that are just the one blush, but I do love these. So, and then Not Too Much is kind of a newer shade. It's a really nudie, kind of almost brown tone peach. Really, really beautiful. And then I have a Rare Beauty product. This is the Illuminating Primer. I've heard amazing things about this Rare Beauty primer. I would love to try it out. I think the one that I've heard the most about though is the pore filling one, but again, that's not just the kind of primers that I'm looking at. I do have some pore filling primers in my collection, but I think I've got plenty of pore filling primers in my collection. So this illuminating one would be the one that I would try out. And this is $28 for the full size, but it also comes in like a mini as well. I do have two of the Danessa Myricks Color Fix multi-use eye, cheek, and lip waterproof liquid pigments on here because I use these kind of things as eye primers for like crazy eyeshadow looks that I'm doing. Like, I'll use the whites for like this kind of eye look, and I'll use the blacks for like multi-chrome eye looks that I just want to pat a multi-chrome over the top of. I love these kind of products for that, and I haven't tried the Danessa Myricks ones. These ones are the matte version. I have heard that they're phenomenal. I have used the About Face ones, and I do have also like the NYX jumbo pencils that I use, but I would love to try these out. I think the NYX jumbo pencils don't completely dry down, so, and they do kind of cause some creasing, so they're not the best. I do like the About Face ones, and I do have a white and black in About Face, but I would love to try the Danessa Myricks one. She's a brand for me that I have a large affinity for. And then lastly, on this 28 product 1K Sephora cart, I have a couple of bougie things that I think I would love to try. The first one is a Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Highlighting Duo. This one is in Mood Light, which is Nude Glow, and I'm going to take you just to show you what that looks like. But you guys can see Mood Light in there in this like setup here is so pretty. And if I'm going to buy a $100 Tom Ford product, I want it to have 2 or more products in it. I want it to be a duo or more. I mean, there is a Tom Ford highlighter that I've thought about for years that they sell as well, but I want 2. I want 2 highlighters. If I'm buying a $100 highlighter, I want two highlighters to come in that grouping. So I'm not necessarily a Tom Ford like stand. I don't think I've ever tried anything from Tom Ford, to be honest. I think I got a Tom Ford eyeshadow palette years ago in my first like Beautylish Lucky Bag, maybe, that I traded. That I kick myself every single day for trading out because I've never tried a Tom Ford eyeshadow palette. But I would love to say that I've tried something from Tom Ford, and this item here intrigues me because it's 2 highlighters, even though I don't need another highlighter. The last thing in here is this Kayali Eating Juicy Apple Eau de Parfum. I did pick the 1.7 ounce version because in terms of my 1K Sephora cart, I needed it to be a certain price point. But I think I would actually honestly pick up the full size version of this, maybe take a couple things off and pick up the full size version of this because I love this perfume. I purchased a couple years ago, or maybe it was last year, a set of 3 like purse sprays from her. And every single time I wore this fragrance, I got a compliment on it. As a matter of fact, I think I sent 50 people to Sephora to buy the Kayali Eating Juicy Apple perfume because they commented on it. I told them what it was. They asked me where I could get it, and I said Sephora. So I'm pretty sure that I helped make this as popular. Well, I helped in some way make this as popular as it is. I would definitely buy this fragrance, even though I have a ton of fragrances over there. And if you've not seen my fragrance video, I'll pop it in. But this one I know I love. And I think you guys have heard me say before, I'm looking for my signature scent. I think this could be my signature scent. It is beautiful, and I would purchase it again. I would definitely make a full-size version of that, or at least this 1.7 size version of that, live in my fantasy Sephora cart. So with that said, my Sephora cart is with those 28 items, and I think you will have noticed that there is only 1 eyeshadow palette in here. So like, what is happening? Am I losing my mind because I love eyeshadow palettes and there's only 1 that lives in here? But I have to be honest with you, I have really went down a rabbit hole with like full-on indie eyeshadow palettes. I think you've seen that in my last 2 like hauls, and I just purchased Cosmic Brushes, Cosmic Beauty had a bunch of stuff restock on their website, and I was like, yes, I'm picking up everything that I've had my eye on for the last year because you guys haven't had it in stock. So like, I've really went ham on indie, full-on indie makeup eyeshadow palettes. What's on my eyes today is indie. It's Ensley Rain's Lands of Enchantment. I love it. It's so pretty. I can't believe there's only 1 eyeshadow palette in here, honestly. My Sephora cart has $1,237 worth of products in it, And when we think about the Rouge rewards, right, the Rouge 20% off, 20% of $1,000 is $200. So I knew that if I spent this during the Sephora sale, I would get $200 off. So my cart would be roughly right at $1,000. And that is my fantasy 1K cart. That said, it is a fantasy cart. I am not spending $1,000 at the Sephora sale. That is not happening. I don't even know that I'm anywhere close to being Rouge this year. And I know that I said that last year, but let's go see what my points look like. I have to spend $444 to keep my status through 12/31/2025, and I highly doubt that I'm going to be spending over $400 at the Sephora sale upcoming. So I don't know, and that'll be the last time I purchase from Sephora, because I work at Ulta Beauty, so I'm not spending money at Sephora when I can spend the money at Ulta Beauty, get my discount, and buy the same thing, right? So I'm only buying from Sephora what I can't pick up at Ulta, and these days that's very limited. I also used to use the Sephora sale as a way to get my Cinema Secrets for 20% off, but now I can buy that on Amazon, and I still have a ton of it right now, so I don't necessarily need it. So with that said, I don't think that I will be Sephora Rouge in 2025, but I do think that I will likely probably spend some money at the Sephora sale. But in the things that are on in my cart right now, what would you suggest I pick up? I'm not picking up at all. So I would love to hear from you guys some suggestions from my cart on what you would love to see me review or pick up, or what you've used and you think I would really also enjoy. I just took my screen record off, and I guess I could go back into it, but I am gonna take a picture of the brushes that I was talking about, because I want you guys to see the makeup brushes that I really, really want, but I'm not. I mean, I guess this could be the only thing that I get. But that said too, I mean, oh, it's by Westman Atelier. That said too, there's only like 9 brushes in this, and they're petite. So they're like travel size, they're little. And I don't know that I love that for $575, and I think it's beautiful and I like it a lot. I've been suckered into some brush sets before in the past. I had the whole James Charles brush set that came in the big old tub. Yep, I've been suckered into some of those things, so I don't need to be suckered into this $600 brush set. With that said, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Let me know what you think I should be purchasing at the Sephora sale, and I would love to hear what you're purchasing at the Sephora sale this time. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that if you did, you're considering giving it a thumbs up and subscribing before you go so that I can welcome you into the family. Don't forget to hit me up down in the comment section. Like I said, tell me that you subscribe to my channel. Tell me what in my cart you think I should be purchasing, what you think in my cart I shouldn't be purchasing. Tell me what you're purchasing. I would love to hear from you down there. Bottom line, I appreciate every single one of you for being here today. I hope that you and yours are well. I hope that you are all safe and healthy and getting along as best that you can. I hope that you are all loving each other, being kind humans, and living your best life. And until next time, bye friends.